lack of confidence, fear to appear in public, anxiety before a public appearance, before giving a presentation, before appearing an interview. How many of you have it? Homeopathy is such a system of therapy which not only has the scope to address your physical ailments, but when there is a turbulence in your mental sphere also, this is the charm of this system which has a very good scope to address it. One such remedy today I'll explain you is called Silesia or Silica. What happens here? Dr. Kent starts the explanation of Silesia in his Kent's lectures of Materia Medica. Says the lack of stamina, that is the main theme in Silesia. Silesia is a medicine that we prepare from sand. What is the property of sand? It soaks water. It has enough strength to support the roots of a stout tree like palm tree in the deserts. Sand always remains on earth, down. So the Silesia personality, mild, gentle, yielding. But very firm in principles, in decision making. The person says spade is a spade. When such a person undergoes a prolonged mental effort and finally is worn out mentally or psychologically, then he develops the lack of confidence. That is the place when we need to give you Silesia. Kent says you go to the grain field. You see the stalk of the grains, how firmly it is holding the head of the grain. If you open the fibrous glossy part of the stalk and you see the adjoining part of the head of the grain to the stalk, you will find there is a gradual deposition of silica that gives stamina, strength to the stalk to remain attached with the grain till the grain ripens. The same thing happens in Silesia personality. An intellectual lady, a professional lady, very much successful professionals, when they undergo a prolonged mental effort and finally they are worn out. For example, a lawyer says, I have been fighting so many cases so successfully, but with the last case I fought, I have given the best of mine. I came out successfully, but now I am worn out. I do not have even confidence to appear in the court and present my arguments. A student studies very hard, works very hard and comes out successfully. But after the final year exam, he is totally tired, fatigued. Then he says, I am scared even to appear in an interview. This is the worn out condition after a prolonged mental effort. Dr. Kent says it is not applicable for the businessman's brain fag. Brain fag means what? The worn out condition of the mind, where the mind is slowing down, you're forgetting the things, you're not able to, your mind is not cooperating when you're at work. Brain fag. So in case of businessman's brain fag, Silesia is not indicated, Kent says. But in case of professional's brain fag, it is indicated. When I went through these sentences in Kent's book, I was surprised and I was in confusion for a few years. Why is it so? After a few years, incidentally, I came across the Philip Bailey's Homeopathy Psychology book, where he exactly addresses this issue and he gives the explanation behind this. In case of a businessman, always the commercial approach, the angle of commercial achievement remains the focus. But in case of professionals, say lawyers, doctors, etc., the skill set has to be proved in order to prove the efficiency of their work, not only the material achievement. So in order to prove their efficiency of profession, the skill set has to be worked on more and more. And finally, they are worn out. Silesia is the remedy. Few doses of this remedy in the higher power when given, then that readily brings back the professionals again to their profession strongly. So this is how the homeopathy addresses the issue of lack of confidence. One similar remedy is lycopodium, also lack of confidence we give for. What is the difference? Lycopodium doesn't want to take new initiative. Why? Because lycopodium has lack of ability. Lycopodium is not capable of taking the task. But in case of Silesia, that is not the thing. Silesia is quite confident in terms of the ability. He or she is quite capable of taking the task successfully, doing it, completing it. Only thing is lacking is the stamina, the support. And once the Silesia gets these things, then again he is unmovable from the top.